Well, we're live, and just so you know, I have not chewed tobacco in almost a month. So why would you?
Just saying.
Why would you assume this was my spit can?
Because when you were on the phone and I could see you, it looked like you were spitting in it once.
Mm. Okay. Ah. No.
So when you picked it up, I thought you were going to spit again, but then you took a big swig.
Yeah,
Oh,
delicious.
I guess we're live, you said. So welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Jake.
I'm Drake.
Jake and Drake show. It's been a while.
A couple weeks, Halloween last week,
Oh, that's what it
The
was
week
last
before
week.
was I don't remember what the week before was.
You were doing your thing with your buddy.
I was doing my thing. Oh, I had a wedding. I was out of town for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
It was a wedding. They got wed.
They got wed.
They got
Yeah.
wed.
Yeah. Tax. Tax. Okay. Okay. Man, well, that's good. What'd you do for Halloween?
We went over to one of the wife's friends' house because my wife really wanted to hand out Halloween candy to trick or treaters.
Man, your wife's old. Only old people like doing that shit.
Now she's been wanting to for years. I guess her mother wasn't big into Halloween, so they didn't do the trick or treating thing or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know there was some story there. But she'd been wanting to do it for years, and all the places we lived have never had high enough traffic or whatever. So
What do you mean she was from California, right?
yeah,
Well, where the fuck in California was she from that there just wasn't any traffic?
no, her something I like. Her mother didn't like the trick or treaters or whatever, and so they didn't do it.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Did you guys hand out candy growing up? Your super religious household?
My dad was a dentist, so he handed out toothbrushes, and the next morning we'd always have toothbrushes stuck in our lawn.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, rightfully so. Who fucking does that?
A dentist.
Who does that? Like you're just asking for trouble, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. God. Nah. Okay. So, how long were y'all handing out candy for?
Oh, I don't know. Just a couple hours.
Just a couple hours. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't dress up at all?
Well, sorta. I threw on one of my old T-shirts and my old vest and just kind of went as a '80s rocker or whatever, I guess, if you call that dressing up.
I didn't dress up. Just so you know, I didn't dress up. I handed out candy for a little bit. I was dirty about it. I was handing out candy that had been in the pantry for a while because candy's expensive. Thank you, Joe Biden. And also I
But
needed to.
hey, we saved 6 cents on our hot dogs.
Oh, but we're gonna pay for it for Thanksgiving. I heard that turkeys are gonna be like really expensive, so we'll see how that works. Um, but yeah, I just gave out a bunch of stale candy for about 30 minutes, and then I went trick or treating with my 5 month old and lady of the house, and she dressed up as Naruto, and the son was dressed up like a little fox, like the nine-tailed fox, I guess, from the Naruto series. It was kind of cute. I
I,
got some good pictures of it.
I wouldn't know because I'm a grown up.
Hmm. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, you're a grown up that listens to metal. Ooh, you're so mature. You're so much more better than the rest of us.
Well, thank you for finally admitting it. God,
um,
I don't know. There was something a couple weeks ago. There was something a couple of weeks ago that you had brought up, and I was like, "Oh, this would be perfect for chatting about, and I have no fucking idea what it was.
You didn't write it down?
No.
Yeah, see what happens when you're an adult? You fucking forget shit. Congratulations on being the only adult in the room.
Yep.
I bought a couple guns. I bought a couple handguns.
What'd you get?
Well, actually, I bought one of them a while ago. I bought the lady of the house a handgun, so I bought her a 380, and I bought a 40 cal the other day. Finalized that deal. I was trying to buy that 40 cal back in June, and the guy didn't want to sell it. I was just like, all right, well, whatever, dude. And then my buddy at work was like, hey, that guy wants to sell his 40 cal. You still want to buy it? I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. Same price. So I bought that. And then I ordered, I had my parts come in on my firearm, and I put them on, and I was like, cool, I need to buy more parts. And then I was like, slow down. Now you're going to get like into that Darian level where your gun's got like all this shit on it, and maybe you don't even need all this shit on your gun, but whatever.
What are you talking about? I don't have guns.
Oh. Well, the ones that sank in that tragic boat accident,
I know what you're talking about. I don't have any guns.
Oh, all right, well. But yeah. So I bought some gun parts, upgraded my gun, and bought a couple handguns, and trick-or-treating, and now I'm packing bags and moving, and we were probably going to go about 3 weeks without a show, but I just decided to cave and give all our 20 fans 30 to 45 minutes of my time talking about whatever the powers may be deem necessary, and go back to packing. And that's why I'm drinking this Bang, so I could stay up late and get the job done. Not sponsored with the podcast, by the way. So
Yeah, if you're gonna be sponsored, it's gotta be Rockstar.
well, I got Rockstars too, bro. Rockstar, the official sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
Back in the day when they were little guys, they sponsored my parties and shit.
They sponsored your parties?
Yep.
Oh, that's dope. Like
that was like when they were just starting out, and yeah, just getting started. And we actually would line the walls of our garage with Rockstar cans.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Like a beer castle almost?
Yep.
Oh, that's dope. That is dope.
We throw parties, and yep, that was that.
Well, well, shit. I don't know. Maybe we do get a sponsor of some sort. Maybe we do get Rockstar. Like
someday.
Like, what do we got? We got Monster. We got Red Bull. We got Rockstar.
Monster's gross. Red Bull's all right.
Well, you don't care. They're a sponsor. You're getting paid, bro. Like,
see, I don't believe in that shit. I don't want to be sponsored by somebody, by a company I believe in.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let me ask you this. So you used to work for a company not too long ago, right? And then you used to work in a mortuary affairs. Like, what other jobs have you had in your life besides a mortuary affairs guy and a gun salesman?
IT work, stuff like that.
Okay. So have you ever worked for a company and then ended up like not liking the company you worked for?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you still work there?
No.
You quit right away. Oh, I don't like this.
No, not right away, but I'd find something else and move on.
Why? Because they paid you, right? You're like, okay, I need to find something else and move on, right? Right. So this is what you do. You fucking get a sponsor for a goddamn energy drink that we don't like, but you keep pushing.
Nah, see, I like, for instance, if Glock wanted to sponsor me,
Glock,
I wouldn't do it. Yeah, Glock. I wouldn't take it because I don't shoot Glocks. I don't like Glocks. I won't use them.
I don't know what is the thing with Glocks? Like, they're okay. Let me ask you. Let's go with there. What is the thing with Glocks? Why do people love Glocks?
The big the big thing was like the police contract that they got, so that they're being used. One of the early urban myths was that they were like the undetectable gun because they're one of the first polymer guns on the market.
Right.
but they were in lots of shows because they got a lot of police contracts.
What are we talking?
And
Like the early '90s? Like there's
mid '90s,
because I was gonna say most of the contracts now are SIG, aren't they?
a lot are Sig. A lot of Sig, a lot are Glock.
Okay.
I know. Actually, in the Bay Area, HK had the best scoring pistol, but Sig had spent more money on schmoozing the
Yeah, marketing.
decision makers.
Yeah. I look at all these free tote bags we're giving you, and Sig swag, right?
Yeah,
So people like Glock because it was the original polymer gun. That's it.
I don't know.
I've never.
I
I will say I have not shot a Glock to this day ever. Never shot a Glock.
and I'll admit I'm a little bit biased because the the first time I shot a Glock, and it was a Gen 1 Glock. The first time I shot a Glock, it jammed on me. Um, and I still to this day don't won't carry any striker fire pistol because I appendix carry, and I just don't want. The only way to carry obviously is with a round in chamber, and on the striker fire ones to get that round in chamber, you've got that pin held back, in the spring under tension. So I'm just not too keen on that. I don't want that pointing at my junk. Do you?
No, but the funny thing when you just talked about that, I have been looking to conceal carry, but I want to conceal carry like I just want to fucking casually wear a jacket all the time. I don't know why. I thought about it and I was carrying that 22 around tucked in my
USP
waist.
compact.
What's that? The pistol you were talking about?
Yeah, get a USP compact.
Hold on. Looking it up. Okay, I have that. That's exactly what I have. Mine's a 45 caliber.
The compact?
Yes.
Perfect. That's what I
Well,
carry.
let's see. Mine's a 45 Charlie. Mine is the 45 Charlie versus USP compact. More rounded. The nose is a bit raked, slanted. Otherwise, it's a USP 45 Charlie with a bigger price tag. So, I have a 45 Charlie, which is it's a compact 45. You have the USP. I love my fucking HK pistol. That's my favorite pistol.
Yeah.
I've shot Smith and Wessons. I've shot 6 Hours. I've shot Caltech. I'm just I love that pistol. I think that pistol's awesome. And I didn't know. I still don't know that much about guns, right? I'm not like you. You probably know. You probably got about 10 more years of experience, especially being in like the marketing side. So you see a lot of shit. Like I'm just in the military side. Whereas for me, it's not a. If I like guns, it's because it's my hobby, right? It's a job.
Your military guns were made by the lowest bidder. Never forget that.
Well, that and you're kind of limited, right? Like the M16, I had an M16 assigned to me for almost 12 years of my military career. It wasn't until I was deployed, my last deployment, that I got issued an M4. So that was about 11 years. I had this same M16, you know, for forever. The big fucking gun, right? And then I got an M4, and then I went to another unit, went back to an M16, and just recently, I mean, the last time I went to a range was an M4, right? So all the M4s I've ever shot were Colts. All the ARs I ever shot were Colts. So I've never shot with, like, now you've got Ruger makes ARs, and I'm sure SIG makes AR. I'm sure every one of them makes. So what gun do you shoot? I don't know. I bought a handgun, but you're in the industry, so you fucking shake hands and rub elbows, and you probably go to the range with some fucking dudes and you shoot guns. Like, you don't have to own them all. You just know someone that owns these and someone that owns those, and then you just go shoot guns with them, right? Like, that's kind of how it works. But yeah, I love my HK. As far as all the pistols I've ever shot, I think it's the best one. I do want to shoot this Smith and Wesson though, the Smith and Wesson 380. I do want to shoot that one, see how that one goes. My dad shot my HK45, Charlie, and he liked it so much he went and bought the exact same one. So, yeah, but so what's the big deal with Sig? Why are people in love with Sig? That's the next one besides Glock.
Oh, they're quality weapons. I was a SIG guy, but until I was an HK guy.
So Sig is, but Sigs don't have safeties, man. That was my big thing. They don't have safeties. None of their pistols.
They have decocking lever safety.
They have a decocking lever. So you know what that means, right? You got your shit tucked up in your waist, right? You're tucked and you're cocked and you're ready to go, but you decock it. So basically the hammer is down. So now instead of pulling and instead of hitting a switch and then pulling the trigger, you have to physically cock the hammer back again.
No, you just pull the trigger. They're double action.
It's yeah. You know how hard that first pull is. That's the beauty of what.
Are you that much of a pussy?
It's not the pussy part. It's like imagine just someone that goes to the range maybe once a month, right? Like a casual. Like you have like a filthy casual, someone that goes like twice a year. You have a casual, someone that goes once a month, and then you got like Keanu Reeves. Okay, so I'm not Keanu Reeves. I'm a guy that probably goes once a month, and I say average because sometimes I don't go, and sometimes I go twice a month. When you're used to that trigger pull, boom, you cock it, you got the hammer, you put the safety on, you tuck it, and then when you pull, all you do is do, and then just there, and it's do. Versus like that first pull it's almost you're not used to it, dude. That is a hard first pull. Is it not?
No, it's not.
All right, well, whatever.
You just got to train more, then, man.
I do, obviously. So you had a SIG. You were a SIG guy. What were you? So before you had a SIG, what kind of gun guy were you?
Oh, SIG guy.
You always been always a
I
SIG.
grew up with SIGs. Yes, SIG was my first pistol.
Mm. You didn't do Smith and Wesson.
I did have a Smith and Wesson 915, but I as soon as why shoot that when you've got a SIG?
I'm looking up your gun. A Smith and Wesson
915.
Okay. The fuck, man. You know what? This thing looks kind of like a SIG pistol, though. Nope, it does not. That's the Smith and Wesson 910.
I thought it looked more like the Brownings, but
actually, you're right. It does. It does kind of look like a Browning. Okay, so. And these are handguns though. Like like if you had to go buy a rifle, if you were buying rifles, what kind of semi-automatic rifle are you buying? Like who's making it?
Probably buy parts for another AR variant.
No, you just build your own.
Yeah.
Why don't people make?
I mean, it would depend on what the purpose for said firearm would be, though.
Supporting and defending the Constitution, of course.
Then an AR variant. They're the least expensive, parts are plentiful, and
yeah. But you're piecing it together yourself, huh?
I put it together myself.
Yeah. All right. So Smith and Wesson. What about Springfield? Okay. Colt?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we SIG, and then all of a sudden we got an HK, and now we love HK. What happened with HK?
So what's the question again?
So you were SIG for life, and then you got an HK. So why'd you even get an HK?
I shot the SIG. I shot the SIG and loved it, but when I decided to buy my own carry pistol, I wanted the USP compact, and so I went and got one. And once I was shooting it, the recoil on my 45 compact felt less than the SIG 9mm. And so, bigger bullet, less recoil, I'll take it.
I think, when I look at the design, of my HK. It looks like a gun. It looks like a man's gun. It looks like it. Hey, if anything, if I couldn't hit the broadside of the bar, and if I pulled that out, it looked like I mean business. You know, like I personally don't like the way SIGs look. I feel like handguns should have a certain bulky blockiness look to them, even if they're not that heavy. You know, even if you know what I mean. But yeah, dude, I love my HK. I walked into the gun shop. I told the guy I wanted a double single action, you know, and I wanted a safety. That was very important. I wanted a safety. I wanted something that I could cock, put it on safe, tuck it in my pants, and I wanted it in 45 caliber. And he took me over there and he showed me a bunch of guns, and I saw a used HK pistol. I was like, "How much is that?" It's like $650. I was like, "God damn!" I was like, "Well, what's come with?" Like 2 magazines, one extended magazine, 1 compact magazine, and a case, and you know, obviously gun lock and directions and whatever. I was like, "Cool, I'll take it." And then I just went to the range and I shot it. I was like, "Holy shit, this is a solid gun." And then I took my dad to the range the next time. I said, "Hey, shoot this gun." And then he shot it. He was like, "Oh, that's nice. What is that?" I was like, "That's an HK-45. He's like, "How much was it?" And I was like, "I don't know. I got mine for $650 used." So he went back to the same gun store. They had another one. He got for 1 magazine. It only had 1 magazine, and they charged him, I think, $600. And then I think he went and bought his own magazine, so he's got 2. But that's a solid pistol.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought a couple guns. I'm packing. I sent you an invite to help me move. You didn't show up. Very nice of you, sir.
I didn't get an invite, man.
It's in the mail. Probably in the mail.
Well, then that's why I couldn't respond and show up to help you move.
Would you really show up and help me move?
Theoretically, I mean, I'm not.
If I bought you a plane ticket. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be a lot of help. I'm mostly good at like delegating and waving a cane around. Although on the news on that front.
Yeah, you do it.
News on that front. So this last week I went to a chiropractor, a different chiropractor who specializes in like he works with athletes and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And he poked around me and did something to my leg, which it's been bugging me more. However, the buckling isn't happening as much. I think I've got it pinned. I've got it pinned down to that. It only does that now when I take kind of a side step with it. But if he I mean, I'll suck it up and deal with the pain and or spikiness in my leg, and take drugs the rest of my life, if I can ditch the cane. And this guy might have fucking fixed that.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, I went to him Thursday and Friday, and I'm going back again Monday just to see how everything's holding. But I'm pretty excited about that.
I would be too. Yeah.
He also said it doesn't sound like it's actually the scar tissue is actually banging. From how I described the feeling, it doesn't. He doesn't think it's the scar tissue banging up against the nerve. It's that like the nerve was nicked. So if that's the case, then there's hope that it'll heal over. It takes 5 years for nerves to heal, but that could also heal. So in theory, I could be walking normally and be pain free.
In what? A year?
5 years.
5?
I guess that 5 years. 5 years is how long he said it takes nerves to heal.
Dude, by the time you're 5, you'll be 80 by the 5 years, dude.
Yeah, but at least I won't be in pain.
Oh God. So how did you find this guy?
My trainer.
Not to be confused with the yoga therapist.
No.
Okay.
But my trainer was in a motorcycle wreck and kind of limping around and whatnot. And the manager of the gym, I guess, went to this guy or one of the gyms she works at, went to the guy and swore by him and said that he'd pay for her first visit or whatever, blah blah blah. And so she went and checked him out, and he worked wonders on her too.
Ooh. I mean, I would like to make a sexual innuendo out of that, but
she'd kick your ass.
Would she? I mean, I'd probably let her. I'd probably let her.
She would.
Wait, the yoga chick? The trainer chick.
Trainer chick.
I remember, I saw a picture of the yoga chick. I might have that somewhere still. I might have saved that for, later, but, Huh. I don't know. Yeah. Well, so when are you going to start doing this, I guess? When is
what's this?
This all the stuff necessary to be able to walk in 5 years? When does that training start?
Well, I mean, I've been starting, and if the buckling stops, then I can ditch the cane tomorrow.
What about the original reason you're here in the first place? Your fucking colon or whatever the fuck it was, the abscess and shit. Is that fixed? Is all that fixed?
Allegedly, mostly, but there's still some issues, just not as bad.
So hypothetically, we could get to the point where we're walking down the road and then the fucking thing blows up again or something, and then we're right back where we started.
Oh, we wouldn't be right back where we started, but still wouldn't be pleasant.
No, not at all. Mostly for me, because I have to deal with you for about an hour and a half, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah. Well, shit. That's good news. That's super good news. Just tell me something else. Like, what else you got going on? I mean, it's been like 2 weeks, dude.
That's it, really.
You make some badass food dishes. You want to share?
No, nothing.
Did you do something crazy at the wedding?
Nope. Pretty mellow. Oh, you know what?
Did you get drunk?
Yep.
Did you get drunk?
Nope, didn't get drunk.
Okay.
I wanted to be able to drive out of there. I was in the middle of nowhere, and
you drive? I'd let my wife drive, man. Like, I'm broken,
well,
man.
she didn't go to the wedding, and I flew into California, and I from Sacramento I drove up to where the wedding was, which is about an hour away.
Why didn't you bring your boo?
She didn't want to go.
What do you mean she didn't want to go? She doesn't have a choice. It's like if her friend had a wedding, you were obligated to go just by the fact that you share a bed with her.
She didn't want to go. Like, all right, fine, whatever. I'm good.
Okay. So who is this guy anyway? Like
girl.
Okay, who's this girl?
Just a friend.
No,
Well, what do you want to know?
Like, are you guys like, are you guys college friends? Were you guys high school friends? Were you guys like gamer friends? Like, how do you know this person that would just, like, who sends someone an invite to their wedding? I guess I would send you an invite to my wedding. Well, how do you know this guy?
And you know what? I would attend if you sent me an invite to your wedding. I would go out of my way to attend.
I know
because
you would.
I care.
I know you would, and I would probably make you my best man. And I don't.
And I would, if I sent you a wedding invitation, I'd get like, yeah, whatever, and a no-show.
Well, no, I would send you a wedding invitation. I make you my best man for two reasons. One, you're probably, as far as dudes go, you're probably the one that I still talk to the most. And it's not because it's just, I mean, I don't talk to nobody from high school really, and Army, people come and go. And the other reason is like I wasn't even the best man.
So you know I'd have your back and would help you escape.
That too. I mean, you like freedom and you like guns, and yeah, very little questions asked about, hey man, I need some help. Okay. And a little bit of a dig at my brother because I wasn't even the best man at my brother's wedding. So I was like, dude, I have one brother. You're my only brother, and I'm not your best man. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, just wait till I get married one day. So
We'll see.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. We'll see. But no, how do you know this lady?
I just knew her from back in California.
Oh, okay. So she was a weed plug. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. There is a wedding that the woman is trying to get me to go to, I think next week. Like next. I don't fucking know, dude. I have too much shit on my plate. And I already told her, I was like, yeah, I can't go. Well, what do you mean? I was like, I probably won't be able to go to Thanksgiving with you and your family. And I probably, and she's like, well, let's go. I was like, well, we're moving into this rinky-dink house. We're not even allowed, we're only allowed to have 2 animals. We've got 7. And I was like, I don't know if I could trust somebody to come over and take care of the animals while we're gone and not rat us out. Because if we get ratted out, like the whole point of moving on in the housing that we did was we're not going to be able to. There's no security deposit. There's nothing, right? Just you're military, you're approved, right? It's like cool. So we're going to be there for about 2 months, and then. But yeah, there's a wedding coming up for some people in her family, and I'm just like, oh well, have fun. Make sure you get the boy something nice to dress up. Give him like a little bow tie or something. I don't fucking know, but have fun. You're not gonna go? No, I gotta work. So, there's a wedding. What are y'all doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. We were just discussing that.
Just discussing it.
I don't know.
What do you? All right.
Smoke a tri-tip or something.
What's that? Smoke a what?
Smoke a tri-tip or something.
What's your go-to? Right? What's your go-to? Y'all did Thanksgiving last year.
Barely. That was when all my issues started. Was like the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So you're perfectly fine this year. I mean, you're perfectly fine. What are you making? Besides a tri-tip. I mean, we got cornbreads. We got some cornbreads coming.
Nope.
Do we do green beans? Green bean casserole?
No.
Mashed potatoes?
The last green bean casserole ended up practically in the fridge for practically a year because it was in a Pyrex dish and kind of lived in the back of the fridge until I where's that fucking Pyrex dish? And we cooked it, had like 1 scoop out of it, and was done. My wife's a picky eater, man.
Mm. Okay, well, what about cranberries? Y'all do cranberries?
I'll do it if I do a turkey, but
Cream
I don't know if
corn?
I'm gonna bother doing a turkey.
Okay, yeah. Turkey, Cornish game hen, ham. Like I'm
Tri-tip.
tri-tip. All right, so tri-tip. Cool. Sweet potatoes.
Fuck no, those are gross.
Candied yams.
Gross.
Pumpkin pie.
I wouldn't make one, but
Pecan
not my
pie,
favorite.
pumpkin pie, apple pie, peach cobbler. Like what's the dessert here?
For who? For me?
Well,
I'm cooking for 1 here, man. My wife won't eat any of this garbage.
what do you mean?
I told you, she's a picky eater. She's like a picky 5-year-old.
Okay, let me get this straight. So your wife is an adult that has Okay, I'm not gonna talk shit about your wife. That's not where I'm going with this, but
Yeah, tread very carefully here, sir, because I've got a lot to say too about other things.
no, well, yeah, and you've made some of that public and got me in trouble. But I guess what I'm saying is, your wife has been around this earth an existent amount of time, this lifespan, and she's tasted all these foods. I would assume your wife is not a sheltered woman. Okay, how the hell does she not like? I named about 20 items, and you're telling me she would only eat about 5. And that is like the beauty of Thanksgiving is there is so much variety of food. Meats, starches, veg, dessert,
She'd eat mashed potatoes.
right? And like basically if I were to host you guys for Thanksgiving, you know, I mean not even if you guys were to host me for Thanksgiving, I come over and there's like 3 items on the damn plate because that's what your wife will eat and that's what the only thing you'd bother cooking. That's what you're
Well,
telling
no.
me.
If I was hosting a Thanksgiving gathering, I would make other things
Mm-hmm.
for other people.
Okay.
But if I'm just cooking for me and my wife, why would I go through the hassle of making a green bean casserole that's not going to get eaten, or
Mm-hmm.
yams that won't get eaten,
Or sweet
or
potatoes,
yeah,
or
or any of
pumpkin
that? Because
pie, or what I'm saying is
exactly.
like there's a lot of food and like okay, how about this? What is your wife's go-to dish? Like what does she eat like most of the time? What does she like? What do you eat most of the time? I obviously it's tri-tip for you. Like I just kind of assume that you eat tri-tip like twice a day. That's what I
I
assume.
wish. Oh my God. Maybe I can convince her to do the whole keto diet thing or whatever, and we'll just smoke tri-tips every day.
Does she eat meat? She's not a vegetarian, right?
Yes.
She's not a vegan.
Yes, she does.
Okay. Is she like I avoid beef and I only eat chicken kind of
No.
okay, so she eats
Her favorite
pork.
food is cow. Her favorite food is cow.
So she likes cow. Does she likes chicken? Does she like pig?
Yeah, she likes bacon.
Oh,
And
okay.
she'll eat some ham.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So does she like vegetables?
No.
You say no?
Nope.
No, doesn't like veg. Does she eat
She'll eat the
them?
tops off the broccoli.
But I mean, does she eat them or does she only eat them if like example, does she buy them knowing that she should probably eat them because they're good for her? Or
No.
does she just absolutely there are no vegetables to be found? Occasionally you guys go out to get like a steak and it comes with some complimentary broccoli and then and only then will she eat the tops of the broccoli off.
Oh no, like she'll eat the tops of the broccoli off in broccoli beef or something like that, or
Like some Chinese food, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, broccoli is one of the vegetables she'll eat, but it's pretty much about it.
Does she do bread?
Yes.
Does she do rice?
Yeah.
And she does potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So starches, she's good with starches. Uh it's just dessert stuff and vegetables she doesn't really do. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
No 5 a day for her.
No 5 a day? What the fuck is that?
5 a day. Fruits and vegetables. 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day.
I don't even eat vegetables that often, to be honest. I probably have about 1 to 2 servings a day, if that, to be honest. Like, if you ask me what I eat most of the time,
Well, that's why you're a fatty then, huh?
exactly. Most of the time, I eat egg yolks or egg whites. Excuse me, egg whites, chicken, beef, pork. I eat a lot of meat. Like I try to get about 180 to 200 grams of proteins. The protein powders, I try to get some protein powders every day too. But I eat regularly. I drink a lot of water and I eat a lot of variety. So I do eat a lot of carbs. I probably have about 1 serving of vegetables a day, and I have no problems pooping. And I'm not saying that like as a dig to anybody. I eat 6 times a day. I'm hydrated. I tend to be full, not very hungry. Tend to have like very little cravings. I do have a healthy amount of carbs too, so it's not like I'm ketoing or whatever people do. I just try to meet like the 2,500 calorie threshold between carbs, fats, and proteins, but mostly proteins and mostly carbs. But yeah, but I don't know. Maybe you should eat more like your wife then. Maybe actually, how is the diet going?
I'm not on a diet, man. I keep
I
telling
did.
you.
I know you're not on a diet. How is the diet? Like, you changed the way you eat. You're controlling your portions, right? You're like measuring things with your hand. Like, how is the diet coming? You know what I mean? Like, not the diet like you're dieting, like your diet. You changed it. How is it?
Just going.
Yeah.
Just paying attention to what I'm eating versus, quality of food, quality of calories is kind of what I'm looking for. So, like, I may eat more calories than I'm quote unquote supposed to, but I'm making sure that they're quality calories versus a candy bar or a pop.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Still try to avoid, extra sugars and so on.
Right. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I don't know. What's up? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, so what's going on in the world now? Because
Oh.
I usually find out about what's going on in the world from you on our Sundays, and I've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks.
All right. Let me back it up. Yesterday, I was calling people to talk to them while I was moving and packing, and I called my dad up, and bless his soul, though, he actually fucking listened to me. And like the whole conversation, dude, we managed to not talk about politics. It was great. I mean, I was just like, oh, what's going on? He just recently broke up with his girlfriend, right? So I was just kind of, I was doing like that man thing. Like, if you had broke up with your girlfriend or whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, she was a bitch, but I would have said it nicely, yeah, she was a cunt, but in a nice way. What I did say is I said, she was all right. There were a couple things about her that bothered me. I didn't want to say anything, but and he's kind of like, yeah, and talked about sports, talked about moving and all that other stuff. And then, he brought up something political, and I just kind of like, I entertained him and I answered his questions, and the thing was, I was like, dude, I'm trying to ask you a question. He's like, but I asked you a question. I was like, I've answered 3 of your questions, man. How many more do I have to answer before I can ask you questions? So, and in the meantime, at this point, I'm scooping cat shit out of litter box, and so I kind of
voting.
This was actually, his thing was
checking a box for pieces of shit.
Oh yeah. No, he was actually, because I told him, I said, you I don't know what fucking news you watch, and he's just like, well, blah, blah. I was like, I don't watch the news, man. I don't watch Fox. I don't even have Fox. I don't have CNN. I don't have MSNBC. I was like, I told you. I said, about half the shit I watch on YouTube that's political, because, I'll watch gun shit. I'll watch computer shit. I'll watch gym shit. Whatever. I was like, half the shit I watch that's on YouTube is actual people in the Senate or in the House of Representatives talking about the bills they're pushing. Because his thing was like, well, what do you got to say about this senator, and he vetoed this bill? And I said, dude, I was like, you're saying that, he vetoed the bill based solely off the fact that billionaires would pay less taxes? I was like, do you know what else was in that bill? And I like named off 3 things. I was like, so do you think it's a good idea that the IRS is snooping on your bank account on transactions over $600? And he's like, well, technically, I think they do it on $10,000. I was like, yeah, but I mean, really, like, I've never made a transaction over $10,000 in my life besides, like, buying a house with money I didn't have, right? Buying a car with money I didn't have. I was like, but they want to drop it down to 600. I was like, you know why they want to drop it down to 600? Because that's about how much a firearm costs. And he's like, well, now you're sounding all conspiracy theorist. I'm like, and I'm a conspiracy theorist until I'm right. So we talked about that, which you were tracking, right? You were tracking the IRS bullshit. Like, there's a bill they want to.
Familiar a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Joe Biden fell asleep at the climate conference. Meanwhile, Greta Thunberg, who's just more and more irrelevant now that she's not a child anymore, was outside protesting. And when is Greta Thunberg going to go to China or go to Russia or go to India and complain about climate change there? When is that going to happen?
Well, she's not, because they just disappeared her.
That'd be great. Joe Biden also wants to give illegal immigrants separated under Trump's administration $450,000 as restitution. Like that's more than my life insurance policy.
Now, is that that he's pushing to give that much, or that's how much they're demanding in the suit?
No, that was a proposal. It's not in a bill yet. But you know what?
I'm not talking about a bill. I'm talking about the suit that's referring to was like some kids separated or whatever, and the families were suing. And that's the proposed settlement or what?
I don't think it's that far. You know what I think it is? I think it's shiny thing over here. We're doing something over here. Like that shit will never pass. Like that won't pass. Americans will be fucking pissed. Especially like you have all those liberal black kids, the liberal Mexican kids or whatever, and the liberal minorities that are going to want reparations for some slavery and shit they were never a part of from people that never fucking owned slaves, right? Those people, they didn't get their colleges paid off. They're not getting all this free shit that they thought they were going to get, and then they're going to turn around and watch people come into the country illegally and get $450,000, and that senator or that congressman that they tried to get they got elected, and that's not going to fly. That is the we're going to do something over here and we're going to fucking do something over here kind of trick. That's what I think it is, right? Do I think that's my personal take. You know, what else we got going on? There was some leaked footage. You saw that? I sent it. The Biden campaign when Biden was a senator about how we should leave Afghanistan. I don't think anything's going to come of that. I really don't. I'm
pretty sure that was old footage, though.
2008. That was like 2008.
No, what I mean is that had been out for a while.
What do you mean that had been? Like that.
Like it wasn't just leaked. It was.
Well, yeah. It was like I wouldn't say it was leaked. I guess it was just
made the rounds again.
Thank you. You know, 2020, 2021, those 1 year periods seem like 5 years because so much shit happens. And now you're talking about something that happened 13 years ago. It's just making the rounds again. It's relevant, right? It's like when somebody tweets something on Twitter, and then that Twitter karma comes back where they're like, Joe Biden's not going to start wars with another country. He's here to unify us. And then that tweet was like in November of 2020, and then March of 2021, it's like we're blowing up Syria again. You know what I mean? Shit like that, right? The Thanksgiving turkeys are anticipated to be very expensive. So, you know, almost, I mean, I don't know. It's a forecast, man. It's a forecast. Forecast is that the turkeys may be, due to supply chain issues, due to inflation, turkeys may be almost double the price they were last year. Which, that would fucking blow my mind. That would blow my mind if I walked in to get a turkey. Last year I paid $25 for a turkey, and this year I'm paying $50 for the same fucking turkey. That would blow my mind. Gas is more expensive. The Secretary of Energy, I actually saw that interview. She fucking laughed it off when the guy's like, hey, is there anything you guys can do? And she just laughed like, oh, there's the gas is all controlled by Russia and OPEC. And it's like, but you could turn on our whatever. They're just laughing in our faces now. They know we can't do shit for another 4 years. You know, it's
2022.
Well, the cabinet members, you can't do anything until you get rid of the president. So yes, 2022, you're right. You can vote in new senators and representatives, but
You
cabinet
got to
members.
vote harder, Jake.
I
You didn't
did.
vote hard enough last time.
I did vote hard. I voted long and hard, but apparently so did those Dominion voting machines.
You didn't vote hard enough. Vote harder next time, man.
Hey, I voted, right? I voted, so I can gladly say, fuck Joe Biden. Oh, dude, I bought my dad a "Let's Go Brandon" T-shirt and I put it in the mail, and he got it, and he didn't know who sent it to him, so that was funny. I played a joke on my dad. Bought him a "Let's Go Brandon" T-shirt, and he did not. He didn't know it was me. That was cool. I figured he'd know it was me because I bought him a Trump gold-plated coin a couple of years ago, and he was very mad that I did that. And subsequently, for my birthday, he gave it back to me. I think I told you that because he was like, "I'm just gonna throw it away." I was like, "Dude, it was like $5." So he gave it back to me, and I kept it. But I'm trying to think of important things in the world to talk about. Right, climate change. Yep. Inflation. Awesome. Here to stay. Highest it's been since the 80s. Just on a personal note, gas now is $1.18 higher, at least in my neck of the woods. I don't know about where you are. It's $1.18 higher than it was in January of this year.
Somewhere like $1.50 higher.
$1.50.
Somewhere like that. It was like 2 something. Now it's 3 something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know, dude. Like I've just kind of just sat there and not been too much. I just post memes on Twitter, political memes. That's pretty much all I do. I have friendly conversations with people, and oh yeah, Virginia turned red, kind of. They got rid of the Democratic governor and voted in a Republican. So cool, but to me, he's not a real Republican. So you know, I mean
What makes someone a real Republican?
well, Republican Party is primarily conservatism, and the conservatism, he's like I guess he's a moderate conservative, right? I'm not saying he's like a far, you don't got to be far right, like, but at the same time, you know, gotta have my take. I mean, I'm not a resident of Virginia either, so his shit doesn't affect me. But he was kind of under that pro-choice category, and you and I have disagreed on that several times. So, but he is pro-choice. He's a pro-choice Republican. But whatever. At least he's not a stupid Democrat like the guy that just lost the election, McAuliffe, because McAuliffe thinks that oh, that's what it was. It was the school fiasco. Were you tracking that? So you had a transgender kid, and he raped a girl in a bathroom, and the school board covered it up, and they sent him to another school. And while he was under investigation for that rape, he raped another girl in another school, and then they suspended him. And the father of the first girl went to the school board meeting. This is about a month after his daughter was raped, and he was trying to raise his voice so other parents, because the school board covered it up. And so the school board had the sheriffs show up and arrest this guy and drag him away and put him in jail for disorderly conduct, threatening, violence, resisting arrest, all this other shit. And your boy, I say your boy being funny, but the Ben Shapiro crew had hired some investigative journalists, and they dug into it, and they brought national spotlight to what was going on there between the critical race theory and the transgender policies in this school. So that guy's story was heard, and that actually brought up So the guy McAuliffe, I think he was up like 12 points in like a couple of the polls. And then as this story broke and more people in Virginia were aware of it, like he started losing. Like I remember Joe Biden won that state by like 10 points. The previous Democratic, because Virginia doesn't let you run as an incumbent. So if you were to win this governorship, you have to sit out the next governorship, and then you can run the subsequent one after that. So you can't run back-to-back terms. So the current Democratic governor, I think, had won by 8 points. Joe Biden won that state by like 10 points, and this guy was up by like 12. This Youngkin guy, nobody had heard of him. The school board story drops, and then McAuliffe just kind of doubles down on it, like, well, parents have no idea what's going on, and they shouldn't have any idea. They shouldn't have any say of what's going on in the school, was his stance. And he said it a couple times. I was like, bro, are you sure you want to go that route? Like, those are their kids. Like, my kid's not old enough to go to school, and I feel like I should know what the fuck's going on at the school that I'm paying money to every fucking year. Just show up. Be like, well, you don't have a kid here. It's like, yeah, but I pay you guys $2,000 a year, so, I'm here. Let's party. So yeah, that sunk his ship. I think he ended up losing by like 1%, roughly 1%. But they also voted in a black lieutenant governor, which, whatever. A black female Marine vet took a picture with her AR-15, and then like a Cuban district attorney or some fucking shit. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It was Then there was the one in New Jersey. There was a Republican state seat, and there was the Republican governor. And the Republican governor, I think, the Republican didn't win. And I think the Republican senator did win, and both of them had like really cheap campaigns. So the Democrats had millions of dollars invested, and the one Republican had the dude lost by like less than 1%, like 1%, less than 1%, and he had spent $163 on his total campaign, and like 60 of those dollars were on donuts. So that was kind of funny. But I don't know. I think 2022 is going to be turning around. I really do, as far as CRT, because I think everybody. I think if anybody has a fucking brain cell, I think they realize that CRT is a giant grift. Your boy Colin Kaepernick is trying to make moves again. He's got a Netflix show I need you to check out, and we need to talk about next week.
Do I have to?
I mean, that would be definitely something to talk about, but
we can talk about it, but do I have to subject myself?
I don't want to, but dude, it looks terrible. It looks so cringe. It really does.
He was a subpar. I mean, he's a better football player than me, but still a subpar football player who, took a stand and his, right when he was trying to re-up with the Niners, or actually, no, he opted out of his thing with the Niners, didn't he?
Yeah, he put himself on because he didn't want to be a backup to Blaine Gabbert and didn't want to take less money.
And then when the Jags were looking at signing him, his old lady started spouting off on Twitter or social media, and just he did it to himself, really. And I don't think it has much. I mean, I don't think it has a lot to do with the protest stuff, because if it had, he would have been successful with his suits and whatnot. I think really it boiled down to he was a subpar player who was demanding A-list money, and on top of that was the protests and rabble rousing and stuff, and people just didn't want to deal with him. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I think at the ass end of his career,
part of me wishes he did get picked up by a team so he could show how terrible he is, and then people will stop fucking glorifying him. So I heard like it's and like was it the Madden game or whatever that they put him back in and he's like the best player or something like that in the league or one of those games.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't play Madden. I haven't played Madden since 2006.
Yeah, I don't know either. The last like football game I played was Joe Montana's Sports Talk Football on Genesis or something like that.
Okay. Okay, just go ahead and date yourself more, sir. But
Yeah.
I
When you sacked him, he said, "Oh, my shoulder."
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, but I totally agree with you on the Colin thing. Like he was, I don't know what it was about him, why he was good for those 2 years. I couldn't tell you why. Like he was good enough to get them to the Super Bowl and then to the playoffs, right? Because then they ended up going. They went to the Super Bowl. They were going to win.
Didn't he step in?
No.
Didn't there? I thought he stepped in before the Super Bowl, and they went through the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, he
and
replaced.
Then he bombed.
Well, the guy that was the starting quarterback, he actually okay. So long story. So there was the guy that was the starting quarterback for the 49ers. It was like Matt Castle, and then that Matt Castle guy got replaced by another guy, and that guy eventually got traded because he got injured, and then he eventually got traded to the Redskins, right? And that guy ended up starting for the Redskins. Then he got injured, then he got healthy, then he got injured again, and then he retired. He just retired. Great guy. Not a great quarterback, just great guy. But Kaepernick ended up picking up, I think, halfway through the season. Took him to the playoffs, took him to the Super Bowl. They played the Ravens. They were whooping the Ravens' ass, and then the power went out in the Super Bowl for like an hour, 2 hours. Remember that? And then that pretty much turned the tide, and then the Ravens ended up winning the Super Bowl. The following year, the 49ers went back to the playoffs, and they lost to Seattle. Remember? That's the one where Sherman and the Legion of Boom, that made them popular because there was all that trash.
Let me here so I don't get fined.
Well, yeah, but that's essentially the start of Seattle's. But he was good enough to go to the Super Bowl, lose, right, and then also almost get to the Super Bowl again. And then for some reason he was just trash. But I think he kind of realized that whatever it was, whether it was Chip Kelly, I think was the coach, or somebody was the coach of the Niners at the time, but I think he kind of realized it was over, and he just started becoming an activist. Despite the fact he tells everybody he's training to come back into the NFL, I think he kind of realizes it's over, right? Just, I'm going to be an activist because there's so much money in grifting racial strife than there. I mean, it's a lot easier to just say, the reason I'm failing is because I'm black, not because I suck or what have you, right? That's the way I look at it. I totally agree with you. He's not a good quarterback, but he was lucky for 2 years.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's I guess we've had our Colin Kaepernick discussion now.
Yeah, so we got to watch well, let me see. Colin, is it a series? If it's a series, I don't know.
Well, no, we already just had the discussion.
It is a season, dude. No way. No way. I thought it was just a one-time thing, dude.
There we go, Colin. Nice. After the no-hitter, I was the man.
Okay, so there are 6 episodes. They are 30 minutes apiece. You think you could have that done by next Sunday?
No.
Well,
he's not worth 3 hours of my time, dude. I mean, like I said, we've already had the discussion about him. So,
all right. Well, I'll tell you what.
What more needs to be said about him?
I'll fucking I'll maybe squeak out a couple episodes. maybe a couple episodes, and then I'll talk about it. But yeah, that was also trending. I think that's about it politically and culturally that I can think of is.
In 3 weeks? Damn.
Well, I mean, dude, just be happy that they didn't ram through the spending bills that would devalue your dollar even more.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's still on the table.
It's still on the table. They keep dropping the price tag because of Joe Manchin, but I mean, unfortunately, I think it might happen. I think we might be spending another $1 trillion, and quite frankly, I just wish they would. I'll be honest, Darian. Blasphemy. I wish they would just raise the taxes already to pay for this shit. Just vote for the shit to raise the taxes so you can pay.
So
for
people realize what the fuck's happening.
Right. Amen, brother. That is why, because they just keep raising the fucking, they keep raising the debt limit, which is up in December. So in December, the Democrats gotta fucking do it themselves instead of Mitch McConnell bailing them out. But them just printing trillions of dollars, like people just. You'd be shocked at some of these fucking leftists you talk to on the internet. They just don't see it. Like, oh, well, Trump raised the debt. I'm like, yeah, okay, Trump raised the national debt about $6 to $8 million in 4 years, and Joe Biden did that in 11 months. So, tell me about it. There's a difference. 6 to 8 trillion in 4 years versus 6 to 8 trillion in, and it was actually about 7 months. It was about the 7-month mark when he did that. So, but yeah, no. I just wish they'd raise the taxes and pay for this fucking bullshit that they want to run down.
I think, aren't they trying to, that with the whole wealth tax or whatever the fuck?
Well, the problem is they're trying to put it into one bill. They're trying to shove the shit into one bill. They're trying to, they know the shit's unpopular, and they know there's a lot of people, but they're like, well, hey, we'll put a bridge in the infrastructure bill for your district in Idaho. Okay, I'll vote for wealth tax, which is highly unconstitutional. We're going to tax you on unrealized gains. We're going to tax you on money you haven't made yet. The fuck is this?
Are they going to give you money?
Yeah.
If the stocks go down?
Right. So if the government can tax you on unrealized gains, right, then essentially you can write off your taxes on unrealized losses, right? Like if you're, you write off stock loss. Like, yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. That is how stupid it is. And I think there's a really good Twitter feed you need to follow. By the way, there is a Twitter feed that actually. That keeps track of Nancy Pelosi's stock transactions and reports them on Twitter. It showed like Warren Buffett, how much he had made over the past couple years. It was like 19% return on interest. And they showed all these people. And Nancy Pelosi, at the time, it was about 2 or 3 months ago, had made 69% return on investment with her money compared to like the big wigs on all the stock markets, like all the, Merrill Lynch, Warren Buffett, all those guys that have been doing this shit for years, and magically Nancy's fucking pulling 69% return on investment, shit like that. But I think I'm done ranting. My blood's up. I got a good pump going. I can go move this furniture, no problem. Do you have anything else you want to bring up now that I caught you up with the current event, sir?
Not I can think of offhand.
All right, well, final word?
Already?
I mean, already. We've been on for an hour and 10, sir.
Just the usual. Nothing, yeah. Don't waste your time with Colin Kaepernick. He's a has-been wannabe NFL player. Let him do his thing. You don't have to buy into it. Why do people keep talking about him? Who cares? And that goes for all of them. Why get your panties in a bunch over what Kaepernick's doing, or even Greta Thunberg or whatever. Who cares what they're doing? Let them do their thing. Don't give them attention, and they'll eventually go away.
Right.
And taxation is theft.
Amen. Yes. By the way, we are now on the iTunes. We're going to be converting our podcasts from YouTube format to iTunes format. So if you could, I will drop the channel link in the description. Stop by, check us out. I'm going to go listen to some of our older shit as well as the newer shit. But so we have a small little shop on the iTunes store. It's free to subscribe, costs nothing, but you get to listen to a bunch of old men talk about shit, sometimes argue. But in the meantime, go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe, share the video, dislike the video, whatever, send us some hate mail, it's all good. We appreciate you, all 20 of you. All 20 of you. Couldn't do it without you. But yeah, we'll be on next week. We'll definitely not be talking about Colin Kaepernick. If it was a 1 hour, I'd watch the 1 hour, but I can't do a fucking series. I cannot do. I don't even know why it's a series. It looks like, from the looks of it, it just looks like a series of these 6 episodes are him growing up as a kid. Like, I don't need to. I give 2 shits about Colin Kaepernick's life as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, why even give him the view?
I don't know, dude. I just know he has 2 white parents that adopted his black ass. Call me racist, but my mom's black, so fuck you. 2 white parents adopted his black ass and raised him and put his ass through college, and he has nothing good to say about white people. So fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Just quit giving him a platform. I agree.
Well, no, I'm not even saying fuck that guy because of that. I'm saying fuck that guy because he's a shitty fucking quarterback and doesn't deserve that much attention for it. Let him rabble rouse as much as he wants. But if half the views are people hate watching so they can bitch about him, you're still giving him a bunch of views.
Sure. Yeah.
Just ignore him and
I would love to agree that he'd go away, but Al Sharpton's still here, bro. Same game.
Yeah, but he too is fading into obscurity. I mean, he'll jump out there. At least Al Sharpton has to get out and go out and start, fucking around.
But yeah, they're there. They get it done, dude. Race hustlers do get it done. Give them credit, man. They get it done. Oof. But yeah, well, that being said, I'm not going to be checking it out, and we'll be back next week. We'll have some interesting topic to talk about, and check us out on the iTunes store. Link in the description. And with that being said, I'm Jake.
I'm Drake.
And the Jake Drake Show. We'll see y'all next week.